The Forbidden Canyon, the lost Egyptian city in America in April 9. A front-page story in the Arizona Gazette shocked the world. It claimed that an explorer named G.E. Kincaid, working for the Smithsonian Institute, had discovered a massive underground citadel deep within the heart of the Grand Canyon. But this was no ordinary cave system. According to the report, the tunnels were filled with artifacts that shouldn't exist in North America. Bronze tools, tablets covered in strange hieroglyphics, and, most disturbingly, mummified remains of giants. Since that day, the official story from the Smithsonian has been that no such discovery was ever made. They claim G.E. Kincaid never existed. But why are large sections of the Grand Canyon still designated as prohibited zones, off-limits to hikers, researchers, and even park rangers? The description of the site sounds like something out of a forbidden archaeology textbook. Kincaid described a central chamber from which hundreds of passages radiated like the spokes of a wheel. Inside, he found a giant statue of a figure sitting cross-legged, resembling the god Buddha or an ancient Egyptian deity. He found copper weapons and gold artifacts that showed a level of metallurgical skill far beyond what was attributed to the local indigenous tribes of that era. But the most chilling detail was the burial chamber. Kincaid reported finding hundreds of mummies, all of them at least 9 feet tall, wrapped in linen and preserved with techniques that are eerily identical to those used in the Nile Valley. How could an ancient Egyptian civilization end up in the middle of Arizona? Traditional history tells us that the oceans were impassable barriers, but modern nautical research suggests that ancient mariners were far more capable than we give them credit for. If you look at the names of the landmarks within the Grand Canyon today, the evidence is hiding in plain sight. We have the Tower of Set, the Temple of Horus, the Pyramid of Cheops, and the Temple of Isis. Why were these landmarks given Egyptian names by the early explorers if there was no connection to the land of the pharaohs? Some believe the Grand Canyon was not just a natural wonder, but a massive mining operation and a spiritual sanctuary for a global empire that spanned the Atlantic long before recorded history. The conspiracy deepens when you investigate the Smithsonian's role in this mystery. For over a century, the institution has been accused of archaeological suppression. There are thousands of reports from the 1800s and early 1900s of giant skeletons being found in mounds across North America. In almost every case, the bones were reportedly taken by the Smithsonian and never seen again. If Kincaid City is real, it would mean that the history of America and the history of humanity is a total fabrication. It would mean that a high civilization was already here, mining the vast copper deposits of the canyon and building underground cities to survive a global cataclysm. As we analyze the prohibited zones of the canyon, particularly around Marble Canyon and the area where Kincaid supposedly made his find, we see a pattern of extreme secrecy. Aerial drones and satellite photography of these restricted areas show unusual rectangular openings in the cliff faces, hundreds of feet above the riverbed. These are not natural erosion patterns. They are entrances. But anyone caught trying to access these sites faces federal prosecution. What are they protecting? Is it just a fragile ecosystem? Or is it a truth that would destroy the credibility of every academic institution in the world? The Grand Canyon may be the ultimate cold case of human history. It is a place where the earth has been cut open, revealing layers of time that we are not supposed to see. The legend of the lost Egyptian city is more than just a ghost story. It is a call to question the gatekeepers of our past. If mummies and hieroglyphs are hidden in the Arizona rock, then we are not the first advanced society to claim this land. We are simply the latest tenants in a world that has been inhabited by giants, voyagers, and forgotten kings. The silence of the canyon is not empty. It is a heavy, deliberate silence meant to keep the secrets of the ancients buried forever.